Guess what time it is? Friday Jams! Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Rock Your Brand Podcast. I'm your host, Scott Boker, a serial entrepreneur on a mission to help you. This show is designed to teach you, to inspire you, to motivate you to take massive action and build a future-proof business. So, whether you're just starting out or taking your existing business to the next level, this is your home. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's rock your brand. What's up, everyone? Welcome to this Friday Jam session. Super excited you're here. And if you haven't heard me say it before, I'm going to say it right now. This is probably one of the highlights of my week because I get to hang out with some cool people every single Friday and answer some really awesome questions. Now, you might be asking, Scott, how do I get my question answered? Well, all you need to do is become part of our Take Action crew. How do you do that? Very easy. Head on over to takeactioncrew.com. It's totally free, and we do it every single Friday, and it is a blast. So what you're about to listen to is one that we did last week. So this way here, even if you can't attend, you can always show up here to the Rock Your Brand podcast and listen to our live jam session. All right, guys, so sit back, relax, and let's jam. All right, guys, welcome back to another Friday Jam session. This is where I get to hang out with some pretty cool people here live. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, well, I do these live every single Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m., not p.m. I did one late one night. It was because I couldn't do the Friday morning one. So 10 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, so today on this jam session, like I said, I'm here live with my coffee peeps, but my coffee crew, as we call them. If you want to be part of that, all you need to do is head on over to takeactioncrew.com, and you can be part of the live jam session. But today, what we're going to be talking about, because this week, the week that I'm actually doing this live, we are in the middle of our 7-day content creation challenge. So it's content. Like we're just teaching content. We're creating content. Like I'm creating content right now. You're listening to content I've created right now. But what we're doing is we're helping people create content for their brands. All right. Now, one of the things that comes up a lot and the question that I want to really answer today and shed some light on for you, and this is a question I get a lot, and I've gotten it from students already going through the challenge, is, Scott, what if I want to write content, but I am not a good writer? Well, I'm glad that you asked that question because myself, I do not like to write. I don't like it, okay? I don't enjoy it, okay? I think part of the reason is because I've never felt like I was a good writer, right? I don't know if I'm putting in the right terminology or if I'm sounding right or if I'm phrasing things properly, right? So I don't feel like I'm a good writer. But let me just say this. I have become a better writer since I've been doing, writing emails. Like writing emails really helps me, right? Because every single week I have to write. And it forces me to write. So my first advice to you would be this. In the very beginning, as much as you don't want to write, you almost need to force yourself to write, right? If you have an email list, you should be writing at least one email a week, okay? If you're writing one email a week, that means one time per week that you're going to be writing. So the way that you get better at it is you just write, okay? And you force yourself to write. And sometimes it's painful, but it's less painful if you have things to write about, things that you might know about, or a structure to follow where you just fill in the blanks. Now, the time of me doing this right now, this live and this recording, we are in the middle of a content creation challenge. All right. And by the way, if you want to go through that, you still can. You can head on over to launchyourcontent.com. Again, that's launchyourcontent.com. And if you go there, you can become part of our 7-day content creation challenge, which basically we're helping you from scratch come up with topics And then from there, narrowing it down to one topic. And then from there, creating the piece of content, optimizing the piece of content, formatting it, and then publishing it, and then amplifying it. All of that within a 7-day period. Now, it doesn't take you 7 days to create a piece of content. It's just to learn the process and then create it. That's why we've done it as a 7-day content creation challenge. But the idea here is to be able to follow a structure. So if you, and I've done coffee talks in the past and podcasts in the past where I kind of give you that outline, which the outline makes it a lot easier because now all you're doing is you're just answering the questions, right? And if you don't know the questions, then you have to do the research like you would if you were writing an essay or a term paper of some kind. So my advice to someone that says, I don't feel like I'm a good writer, I'm not good at it. Maybe you're not, but it doesn't mean that you can't be, right? So I personally would say before you would hire it out, I would like you to write your first piece of content, right? Just it's not going to be great. It's not going to be your best. It's going to be probably your worst, but it will still be okay. Okay. Because I'll give you a little story here. Years ago, when my wife and I were in the photography business, we had our own studio. And we would look back even a year later and go, wow, we're looking at it differently now. Wow, we have really grown because that shot right there, the lighting on that, I don't like the lighting on that. There was shadows here. There was this. I don't like it. As we've learned, as we've done it, we've modified, we've tweaked, we've learned from experience, right? And by doing. So I always tell people listen, if you don't want to write, and if you absolutely don't want to write, we can help you with that. Now, I don't write for our niche sites that we're building for inside of Brand Creators Academy. I'm not writing a piece of content for that, okay? But I have written content, so I understand what I want. So that's why I think it's important in the beginning to write your first piece of content so you know what you want and what you need and how it all kind of fits together, and then we can hand it off to someone. But if you absolutely say, Scott, I don't want to touch it, I just want someone to write the content for me, you can have that done. There's services out there. There's Fiverr, okay? There is FreeUp. There is Upwork. There's iWriter. And there's plenty more. Content Pit. There's a whole bunch of different ones out there, okay? So to get it written is not hard, okay, if you want to pay for it. Now, I'm at the place where I'm building these niche sites as case studies for Brand Creators Academy, so it serves that purpose. I get to show live what I'm doing. But then I also, I'm looking at it as an investment. So I'm investing in having someone write content for me, okay? And in the beginning, it takes a little time to get someone up to speed on what you want and how you want it written. Not everyone's going to write the way that you want it written. So that's why I think in the beginning, it's important for you to write your first piece so you know what you want. And then from there, we can give them an outline or give them the bullet points and say, here, write an article on this or write a piece of content on this, okay? So that's what I would advise if you are like, I'm not a good writer. Okay, option number 2, use your voice, okay? Use your voice. And what do I mean by that? Well, just use the outline like you normally would if you're going to write a piece of content, but instead of writing and filling in those paragraphs, you just speak it. And you're going to ramble. You're going to do what I'm doing right now, saying, and you're going to say, I don't know about that one, or you know what I mean, or like this, or you're going to say things that aren't going to really flow well in writing. But that's okay. Because then what we can do is we can take our audio, which is a whole bunch of audio and just, it's a whole bunch of words really, right? And we can have that transcribed pretty inexpensively. It's like 20 cents a minute if you use a service like Temi.com. I believe it's still 20 cents. And then you can have an editor go in and polish it, okay? But in the end, if you're going to go through the trouble of doing that, then you might as well just have someone write it from the beginning, okay? Now, with that being said, if you're going to do this, be on video, okay? Now, if you're listening to this on a podcast, you can't see me right now. I've got my hands out to the side and I'm like, I'm on video. If you're on video and you're doing something like this, well, that's a little different because now we can take that video content, we can publish it as a video, so we get a piece of content there. Then we can take the video, have it transcribed in audio, and then we can take that, have it edited, and put on our website. So now we get a couple of different pieces of content from just doing that one, that one video, right? So that's another way that you can do written content if you're not a good writer. Okay. So there's several ways that we can do it, but the one problem that a lot of people face is the perfectionism thing, right? Now, I probably just said that, and some of you are like, oh yeah, that's me. That's me, perfectionism. We all fall into that trap. I used to do that with emails. I used to write my emails, and then I'd have my wife read it. And my wife's the type that's like, if it's not perfect, I'm not sending it because I don't want to look foolish. And so she would be like, I don't know about this one. And I don't know the way that you said that. It doesn't really flow. And I'm like, well, how would I say it then? And she's like, I don't know. And then she would have a tough time describing how she wanted it to flow, but she didn't like the way that I was writing it, that it flowed. And then at one point I go, you know what? This is holding me back. I appreciate you helping me, but it's slowing me down. And so I said, you know what? And I think I took some advice years ago, and I forget who it was from, but someone had said, listen, even if you misspell something, even if you don't word things properly, your ideal person that's reading it will understand. And if they don't, they're not your ideal person. Now, I'm not saying you want to be illiterate. I'm not saying that you want to sound foolish, but I'm saying most people are going there and reading for the content. Right? They're there to get the answer to their question. They're not there to critique you. Now, if there's a whole bunch of spelling errors, a whole bunch of things, like if you just took a transcription and did that, I could see that being a little annoying. But I've been writing emails now without my wife reading them for years. And I bet you out of, oh gosh, I'd have to go back and look, thousands of emails. I've sent thousands of emails at this point. Out of all of those emails, have people behind, closed doors said, oh, wow, he doesn't sound right, or this, or he's, maybe an English teacher is reading it and going like, oh, I mean, he shouldn't be, putting in the ... thing, and he should be indenting and all of these things, right? Is there someone that's probably saying that? Maybe. But I've only probably received one or two emails from someone that said, you misspelled this word. You really shouldn't publish that without having someone spell check your thing or whatever. Like out of all those emails, I might have one or two people out there that have said that to me. That's it. Like, so I've gotten past that. And the reason why is because I know that the people that I'm giving this to are just trying to get the result. And I'm not worrying so much about what I look like. I am what I am. And once you get past that, you feel so much freer. You're like, you know what? I can be me. I don't have to, if I say that, I'm going to look like I don't know what I'm saying. No, just get past that. Right? So don't worry so much about how you look, and who knows? Maybe you're not even going to be the face and you're going to have a pen name. And you're not, so who cares? You got to get past the perfectionism thing. That's a big one for a lot of people. All right. So let me just recap here real quick. Number one, I think everyone should write their first piece of content just to get the experience. Number two, once you've done that, then I would say you can hire it out. And I think it's smart to hire it out, by the way, because I think you can do more when you're having someone else do it, and then you just optimize it and format it maybe, and then amplify it. It's going to speed up your production. Okay. I do think it's smart to do that. And then the other thing is video. Use video, have the audio transcribed, have that edited, and now you get two pieces of content. So anyone that says, Scott, I don't want to write content because I don't think I'm a good writer, I hope that this helped you. I hope that this helped you say, you know what? I'm going to do it. Because the minute you do it, I think we all agree, and once you hit publish, you've got a much greater chance of getting traffic to your website than if you have it in draft mode, right? No one can see it if it's in draft. You're safe, but no one can see it, right? And what's really going to happen if you publish it and it's not perfect. Nothing's going to happen. The English teacher is not going to show up at your front door and say, how dare you publish that? Right? I mean, that's what we're afraid of. I wouldn't fall into that trap. All right. So hopefully this helped you. And my biggest advice for you is to create that piece of content and hit publish. It's going to be your worst piece of content because you're only going to get better from there. All right. And I say worst doesn't mean it's going to be bad. It's just you're going to get better, right? You're going to get better. And I would definitely encourage you, if you are struggling with this, go through the 7-day content creation challenge. Just go through it, commit to it, and you'll be able to write that piece of content, get it published, and you'll learn the process and you'll feel more comfortable doing it. And once you do, then you go on and you create your next piece of content and it gets a little bit better. All right. And if you want access to that, you can just head on over to launchyourcontent.com. Again, that's launchyourcontent.com. So do we have any questions for this? And let me go ahead and look through the comments here quick. Okay, cool. Michael, love it. Michael says, by using your strategy from the class, I found a question that gets 1,000 volume and difficulty of 6. It's amazing. That's awesome. And I think, Michael, as you've seen yesterday, Chris and I, we were going through that. It's like we're analyzing like, okay, what's the difficulty? And then once we get into the difficulty, like I would just go for it. Like difficulty of 6, not that bad, right? And we kind of demonstrated that yesterday. But when you're just starting, I mean, okay, 1,000 on that volume. My question, Michael, would be this. Let's say that you took that keyword, that's 1,000. Can you add the modifier on it? So you can still rank for that one that gets 1,000, but you can also go a little bit longer. So that'd be one thing I'd be looking at. But hey, that right there looks great. Is that the one that you're going to choose, by the way, that we're going to be writing this weekend? I'm just curious. If you can put that in there, that'd be great. What's up, Karen? Good morning. No sun today. I got lots of sun out here. I wish I could send you some. It's beautiful out there today. Atlanta in the house. What's up, Derek? Derek says, I'm going to transcribe my audio to PowerPoint video. Cool. I love it. I love it. Michael says, if you use video and then make a blog from the transcripts, will using YouTube and the blog make your ranking increase synergistically rather than either alone? They're going to be independent, but with that being said, by you embedding a video on your blog post, most likely that is going to help you. Okay, it can't hurt you. It's going to help you. And what do I mean by that? Is when people do arrive there, if they end up watching the video, we all know that when you watch a video, you're usually on that page longer than if you're reading. So if you are watching, now we get more time on page. Google looks at that and gives you extra credit, let's say. Okay, so that can't hurt you. I like that. The other thing is, and this is what we didn't even talk about this, but you can actually rank a video in a Google search. Let me say that again. You can rank your YouTube video in Google search. So, you've done a search before and you see a video thumbnail come up. That's a Google search. So you could actually rank for your Google or your YouTube video, and you can rank for your blog post on the same page. That'd be amazing, right? So I think that's great. And if anyone is doing the video and then transcribing and then turning that into a blog post, yes. That's all I'm going to say. Yes, do it. Okay. Because now we're repurposing, and we're going to talk about repurposing in day 7 of the challenge. I'm going to share with you some amplification strategies so we can take that piece of content and get more eyeballs on it, and also how to repurpose that piece of content. So we're going to dig into that on day 7 of the challenge, by the way. Let's see. Derek says, I'm a perfectionist and I got to get out of that trap. Yes, Derek. So Derek, my question to you is, do you have your one topic that we're going to be creating for the weekend? Do you have that picked? And if you do, hopefully you do, then we're going to get you through this, because by the end of this challenge, you're going to have that piece of content created. Okay. You are going to have it created. All right. Who do you search for if you want a video transcriber? Is that an editor, copywriter, or Rev? Okay. The cool thing is there's a lot of services out there. You can go to Fiverr and ask them to have it transcribed. But honestly, you can just take that video and go to Temi.com, 20 cents a minute. So for a 10-minute video, it's going to cost you $2. Is that right? 20 cents, 10, yeah, $2, right? So it's pretty cheap. So yeah, I would say definitely use that. And I don't even know if I'd go to Fiverr. I think I would just use Temi, because you can just upload the video and then Temi will give you that. Let's see here. I'm going to miss the 7-day content strategy today. Will it be available to view today? How do I get access to it today after 2? Please send the line so I can access it in the portal. Yeah, Derek, everything so far has been added to the VIP area. So day 1, day 2, also the downloads are there available as well. And then today, once we get done with day 3, those will be uploaded most likely by the evening, but at the latest, it'll be in the morning. And all the downloads there too. We're having workbooks created, and actually the lady that I'm having do those, she's having them done for me in the morning. So I'm able to upload those the next day. So they're already in there. So yes, let's see here. Oops. Let's see. I skipped Alejandro. I'm here for the content just like in school, professor. Not kidding. I had plenty of professors with Middle Eastern accents that you just have to fight through it to pass your class. I have to get past your Yankee fan. Yes, I am a Yankee fan. And I'm very excited that Brett Gardner was re-signed, by the way. I was almost really disappointed. I'm a big Brett Gardner fan. He's one of the originals now from, the Jeter days. But yes, I am a Yankee fan. I apologize for that. No, I don't apologize for that. I'm a Yankee fan. How much budget would you set aside when you want to hire it out? I mean, to get a piece of content written, you're talking $30 to $35 per piece of content. So I would say $30 to $35. Derek says, I got it. You got it. You mean you got your topic? Let's see. El Pandro says, I wonder what Salma's doing for the weekend. What would you have done differently regards to content if you could restart? Not overthink it. Just like I'm telling you guys to do, not overthink it and literally just do it, because you're going to get better. So I think the biggest thing is exactly what we're teaching in the 7-day content creation challenge, Salma. It's exactly what we're teaching. Like this, I've learned so much through the years that this is like the stripped down version of it. So like, get your list of 10, narrow it down to 1, create your outline, fill in the blanks, create it, publish it, amplify, and then repurpose. That's it in a nutshell. I'm still figuring out my long tail version. Okay, you got a few hours here because we're going to be jumping on at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So get that done. All right, get that done. Michael, it's a how-to question. So I'm using a couple of canned questions first that are easier, and then try and tackle the how-to question later. I think that's perfect. Absolutely perfect, Michael. Perfect. Let's see here. I'm going to launch your content.com, so I will have access to all the material and workbooks today. Yes, if you go there and you've already become a VIP, you're already getting that. It's being delivered through email. But if you have not yet, and this is a great time to bring that up, like Derek said, if you still want to come in and join the live sessions, you can go to launchyourcontent.com, sign up there, and then also you'll get the recordings. And you're also going to get a bonus session. Chris Schaefer and I are going to both do a bonus session together, probably 2, by the way. And we're going to do a bonus session once the challenge is over for VIPs. Okay, Derek says, yes, but I got to go to work on it. Yeah, get to work on that. Those workbooks are pretty sweet, extremely talented. Yes, she is. And I'm actually I was talking to her this morning. I'm actually going to give her a little shout out because she is amazing, and she's part of our class, and she's also part of Brand Creators Academy. So yeah, we've got some pretty cool, talented people that are in our Brand Creators Academy and in our community. How budget would you recommend using set aside to hire out? Oh, I think I just answered that. I love it. Octavio, that would be a great shirt. New motto should be just hit publish. I love it. I love that. That sounds amazing. All right, cool. Is there any other last quick questions here? I gotta run myself because I've got some things to do here before we get going here at 2 p.m. Eastern today. But if you guys have any other questions, let me know, and then we're gonna wrap up this jam session. But I did want to just say thank you guys so much for attending. If you are attending live, I want to say thank you guys, and also, yeah, we've got some really cool stuff planned. We've got a bonus in there actually that's going in the VIP area probably tonight, where Chris Schaefer recorded himself writing a piece of content from scratch in like 57 minutes. Okay. So, and it actually probably took him a little bit longer because he was explaining some things doing it. So under an hour. And he's going to actually show you exactly how he did it, but he's also going to share with you the template that he's following. And we're going to kind of run through that today. We're also going to talk today about how to hire out if you wanted to go down that road. Let's see here. Oh, is BCA all Facebook based or is there a separate website? I want to download that workbook. Yes. So there's a members portal inside for BCA. So when you join BCA, Brand Creators Academy, for those of you that don't know what that is, you basically go into the Learning Center. And in the Learning Center, you're going to see everything that is available to our members. So all of our fast track workshops are there. We have a 30-day content, or not even a content, it's a 30-day roadmap, which is what you're supposed to be doing in the very, very beginning in stage 1 and stage 2. So there's 5 stages that we cover. And in each of those stages, we walk you through that. In the 30-day roadmap is there. So everything is there. Once you log into that, you're going to see these different modules that you go into. And you would probably start with a 30-day roadmap. And content creation is really part of like stage 2. So that is in there, and you can basically get access to all of that once you become a member. If you're not a member and you're in the VIP, you're still in the training portal, but you're not seeing all of the things that BCA members are seeing. The private Facebook group for BCA is separate. This pop-up group for the Facebook 7-day content creation challenge, that's available here just for these 7 days. The minute we're done with the challenge, we're not going to be interacting in there. We're going to be interacting inside of Brand Creators Academy, which any of you that are not part of Brand Creators Academy, just I'll give you a little insider on what's happening here. Let's see. Tomorrow, the next day, so Saturday and Sunday, we'll start talking about, we are going to have some private invites go out for Brand Creators Academy for anyone that is participating in the challenge. So part of us doing this, spoiler alert, is because we want to help you and continue to help you build your brand. So the content creation is like one small piece, and we go really deeper into more like high-end strategies once we get past this stage. So all of that stuff is done inside of BCA. And like I said, spoiler alert, we want to continue to work with you, and we would love for you, when the time is right, to become part of our Brand Creators Academy. And in doing this challenge, it's part of getting you going. So this way here, we can see if you're the right fit for the Academy. So we're going to have some private invites go out on that as well. Yes, have a great weekend. Hope to see you in the challenge all weekend. Me too. I will be here. I may just hire my teenagers to write the blogs for a much cheaper price. You know what, Michael? I'm glad that you just brought that up. Yeah, I mean, why not? We don't realize this. There's teenagers right now that are very smart, very good writers, and they have to write papers and send them to their English teacher, right? Or maybe their creative writing teacher. Do you think that they would write an article for maybe $15 and probably knock it out pretty quick? You go, here's the outline. I want you to answer these questions. Go do your research. Come back. You have to basically tell me where you got the research from, because I want to make sure that you're not plagiarizing. And then you can send it through Copyscape, and you can see that. But yeah, you could probably find a teenager to write content for you for like $15 an article. Totally. And they would be really excited about that. What teenager doesn't want to, make $15 to write when they're doing it for free for school? All right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that Friday jam session. And like I said in the beginning, if you want to attend one of our live Friday jam sessions, all you need to do is head on over to takeactioncrew.com. That is where we show up every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And you can join us. You can ask a question, and then I can answer it. And we can go ahead and also publish it here on the podcast. So once again, I just want to say thank you so much for listening. This is always one of the highlights of my week. And until next time, remember, I'm here for you. I believe in you, and I am rooting for you. But you have to, come on, say it with me. Say it loud. Say it proud. Take action. Have an awesome, amazing day, and I'll see you right back here on the next episode. Now go rock your brand.